With AI systems popping up everywhere nowadays, it was only a matter of time before more dashcams start coming out with AI features too. Akeeyo has come out with its first AI-powered dashcam that aims to make driving safer. This is the Akeeyo EYES Dashcam that features 6 AI safety features along with voice command and a large widescreen display.
Watch out for the rear car. Watch out for the rear car.
Lock video.
Lane departure. Watch out for pedestrians. Watch out for pedestrians. Front car starting. Watch out for the front car. Watch out for the front car.
To complement its AI features, this 3-camera dashcam has wide-angle front and rear cameras, plus an additional telephoto zoom camera for the front. To round things off, there's even an undocumented backup camera feature too. Let's take a closer look at this AI 2K Starvis 2 zoom and backup camera dashcam and see what it can do. Frakking Creations, showing you the good stuff. I would like to disclose that this video is sponsored by Akeeyo. There's no requirement on what I have to say or restrictions on what I can't say, so I will be providing my own opinions on the dashcam. Akeeyo EYES Video Resolution. It looks like 2K is the minimum resolution to start with nowadays because some dashcam makers are already supporting up to 4K. The Akeeyo EYES has 2K cameras all around, but only one of them uses the new Sony Starvis 2 sensor for its main camera. The other two are using the older Starvis sensor. We can see that in the daytime, the image is sharp and colors are vibrant. The telephoto zoom lens is pretty good for details farther out. Let's see how it compares to a popular VFO A129 Plus 2K dashcam, which uses the original Sony Starvis sensor. One quick note here is that the lens of the A129 Plus is slightly dirty, causing a slight haze in the center area. Next, we will see if the Akeeyo telephoto zoom camera will help in getting license plate info. From a stoplight, we see how the license plate that's initially legible gets blurrier as it gets out of range. Even VFO's higher 30 megabit per second bitrate doesn't help at all. Good thing is that when the wide-angle camera is just out of range, the Akeeyo's zoom camera is able to see the license plate clearly. We see that the wide-angle camera allows for capturing more of what's around you, while the zoom camera is helpful in capturing details further out. This is good stuff. Let's see how the rear camera does next. It looks like the rear video is not too bad, but also not as sharp as the ones for the front. One reason is that the front two cameras record a bitrate of about 16 megabit per second, while the rear is at 11 megabit per second. And here we have footage of the rear camera installed outside the vehicle. It's also good to see that this dashcam encodes using the latest H.265 codec for all 3 cameras to keep file sizes smaller. From the video samples, the video quality is pretty good. Akeeyo EYES AI features. This dashcam is aimed at making driving safer by providing real-time driver assistance. Let's take a look at what each of these 6 AI features can do and what my thoughts are on each of them. To start, note that in the user manual there is a section with info on how the AI system works and the data parameters it uses. It's interesting to see the different parameters it uses to determine when to provide a warning for each of the warning systems. You can set the sensitivity settings for the front and rear AI systems separately, but not individually for each AI feature. I don't find this to be ideal. I do wish Akeeyo would allow for individual sensitivity settings for each of the features. For some of these features, I would set the sensitivity to low, while for others I would set to high, medium, or off. Allowing this would make this system a lot better. Let's take a closer look at each feature. Lane Departure Warning, ADAS. The lane departure warning is supposed to warn you in case you drift into another lane without the intention of changing lanes. From my tests so far, it looks like it works quite well.
Lane departure.
One thing you will realize with systems like these that are not built into the vehicle is that the AI does not know your intentions. So even if you are intending to change lanes, you will still get a warning.
Lane departure.
This can get annoying at times, so if you don't need it, you could just turn this feature off. Front Collision Warning, ADAS. This system is supposed to warn you if it detects that you are going to hit the vehicle in front of you based on the calculated time to collision. I found that the collision warning did work most of the time, but not all the time. It was kind of hard to test on the road and not in a closed road testing facility. Sometimes it felt like the warnings were too sensitive, while other times I would get the warning as expected or not at all.
Watch out for the front car.
I suppose it depends on your speed and whether the system is able to recognize the vehicle in front, and also whether both vehicles are within the sensitivity parameters. I found the high setting to be safer for warning about potential front collision, but sometimes I think it may be a little delayed.
Watch out for the front car. Watch out for the front car.
Pedestrian warning, ADAS. For the pedestrian warning system, it is supposed to warn you in case of a pedestrian walking across the front of the vehicle.
Watch out for pedestrians. Watch out for pedestrians.
From my testing, I found this feature could be better. Though it was able to warn of pedestrians crossing the vehicle, I feel it would be more useful if it could detect the pedestrian from farther out at the sides of the vehicle. I get most of my notifications when a pedestrian is directly in front of the vehicle. If the dashcam could be updated to warn earlier, it would make the system that much better. Front car starting warning, ADAS. For this feature, the AI is supposed to warn you when the vehicle in front starts moving.
Front car starting.
I suppose this is for those times you are slightly distracted at a stoplight or traffic jam and don't notice that the vehicle in front has started to move. For me, not the most useful feature, but it does work quite well. Rear collision warning, BSD. This warning system will warn you in case the AI determines that the rear vehicle is going to hit you if either you don't speed up or they don't slow down. I think this is a pretty good feature to have. It was quite noticeable in rush hour traffic because cars are usually bumper to bumper. When you get an impatient driver behind you, the system will warn you and you can adjust your driving to account for their bad driving behavior.
Watch out for the rear car. Watch out for the rear car.
Lock video. This also works well when you get someone who drives erratically speeding up to you. Lane Change Assist, BSD. This system will warn you of vehicles in your blind spots behind you on the left and the right. I found the system to work well, but there are times when it doesn't provide any warnings. I'm not sure if it's because the visual system doesn't recognize the vehicle or because the other vehicle's speed is outside the parameters. Some things to note on this feature is that it differs from the blind spot detection systems in vehicles that have it built in. The reason is that because the Akeeyo AI doesn't know your intentions, for example, intending to change lanes or not. It will warn you every time there is a vehicle in your blind spot, whereas vehicles with built-in systems only give an audible warning if you also turn on the left or right signal indicator. This becomes very apparent when you drive in rush hour traffic. You tend to get a lot of warnings from the Akeeyo AI dinging a lot. This brings up another thing I would change on the Akeeyo Lane Change Assist system. I would prefer if you can select a different audible alert sound. The default ding is very harsh and can get annoying. I think a beep would be a better alternative. For me, I would rather just use the rear view of the dashcam to glance to see if any vehicles are in my blind spot. In general, I found all the AI features to be decent. It's not perfect, but it wasn't meant to be. In the winter, snow-covered roads may prevent some of these features from working. As with any technology, this shouldn't replace good driving habits. You should still strive to be a good driver. In the cases where you make a mistake, there is a potential for this dashcam to catch it and warn you. With any driving assistance system, you still have to make sure you're paying attention so that you can acknowledge that the AI is warning you about something, and then be able to react to take the corrective action. Akeeyo EYES Rearview Camera. Another useful feature that the Akeeyo EYES AI Dashcam has is the reverse camera or backup camera. Because the wide-angle rear camera is installed at the rear window or outside on the trunk of the vehicle, you can see what the rear view mirror can't. The dashcam screen is wide format and large enough to be used for this purpose. If you use it together with shoulder checks and the side view mirrors, this can make it safer when you reverse your vehicle or change lanes. If you install the dashcam fully, you can even have the rear camera view come up automatically when you put the vehicle into reverse gear. This is a cool feature that's available to some rear view mirror dashcams. In this case, the dashcam will even put some guidelines on screen to help in reversing. To install the dashcam fully and get this feature, you will have to connect the second thin wire coming out from the rear camera. Just properly splice this wire into a reverse light positive cable to activate this feature. Akeeyo EYES hardware, UI, and screen. The build quality of the Dashcam is quite high compared to a lot out there. It is very solid, and you can tell it is built well. It even uses quality security screws. The rear camera also has a solid feel to it and is IP67 rated, so you can install it inside or outside the vehicle. This Dashcam has a clear and fairly straightforward UI. Easy to use and navigate, and responsive enough. Not too many settings to mess around with, but for the most part, enough to control how you want to use the Dashcam. In terms of the settings, I found it strange that some of the settings are only available in the Dashcam and others are only available in the Android app. For example, changing the password of the Wi-Fi is only available in the phone app, and setting the screen brightness or screen protector settings are only on the Dashcam. It's a lot better to just have it all in one place so you don't have to switch between the app and the Dashcam to set all your settings. I can understand why it was done this way, but it can be confusing even if it's only a minor issue. This Dashcam does run quite hot on hot days, though maybe it is because I am using it with the brightness set to max and with the screen turned on all the time. I did notice that the official operating temperature is -10 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius, which is not as high or low as some of the other high-end brands. Not sure if this will be an issue in hotter climates or colder climates. The screen itself is pretty good, sharp and vibrant. Visually, it's quite nice to the eyes. Here you can see the pixels because I am zoomed in quite close into the screen with the camera. Any Dashcam with a screen should allow for easy playback. Playback is so important when you have to review footage, and I really appreciate that the video player is very good. It is so responsive, and you can scrub the time bar and it actually works quite fast. Altogether, this feels like a solid Dashcam, and I really like using the hardware. Akeeyo EYES Speech Recognition Voice Command. This is another useful feature of this Dashcam. I like that I can lock the current video by simply saying "Lock video." So much more convenient, fast, and less distracting compared to reaching over and pressing a button in the middle of driving the vehicle. This command and the Open Wi-Fi command are the most useful of all the voice commands. A quick note on the lock video feature. The thing I like about the way Akeeyo has implemented the locking feature is that it will lock the current video plus the 2 additional videos after. So for example, if you have the loop recording duration set to 1 minute, it will lock the current recording and also lock the next 2 1-minute segments as well. This helps ensure you get enough footage in case of a driving incident. Here are all the voice commands. I found that all the voice commands in English work quite well. I think an area for improvement would be adding additional commands for show front camera, show zoom camera, and show rear camera. Akeeyo EYES Parking Mode. If you have watched any of my other Dashcam reviews, you will know that I always like to recommend parking mode recordings. If you are going to set up a Dashcam to protect you while you drive, then why not also set it up to record when you are parked? Check out our videos on how Dashcams are powered and how I hardwire Dashcams for parking mode. Plus, like, comment, and share our videos to help our channel grow. It will get YouTube to show our videos more. The Akeeyo EYES Dashcam has a basic parking mode feature. Note that, as with most other Dashcams, to use parking mode, you will need to get the optional hardwiring kit and hardwire it to your vehicle. There are 2 parking modes available: impact detection using the G sensor and time-lapse recording. For the impact detection, the Dashcam will record after an impact is detected. The videos recorded are only about 20 seconds in length. I would have preferred to see a longer recording time of half a minute to 1 minute at the very least. Also, because the Akeeyo EYES Dashcam does not have buffered recording capabilities, it will not capture video of the impact because it takes time for it to initiate a recording once an impact is detected. As a result, it will only capture video after the impact. For the time-lapse recording, you can set it to be active for 4 hours, 8 hours, 12, or 24 hours. It will record in time-lapse mode and turn off after the set number of hours. I do wish that this Dashcam had a smarter time-lapse mode. Some dashcams have a time-lapse mode that will start recording in real time when an impact is detected. This would be useful to have when there is an impact so that you have better video at 30 frames per second and also audio in the recording. For me personally, I like to have a parking mode that has motion detection with impact detection. This can help make sure you miss as little as possible, but at the cost of higher battery usage and also higher storage usage. Parking mode isn't the strength of this dashcam, but it does offer a basic parking mode that does work and may be just enough for you. Akeeyo EYES Android app and Wi-Fi. Akeeyo offers an iOS and Android app for their dashcams, and I had a chance to use their Android app. It's actually really good and works quite well for something that doesn't look fancy. It has a very clean, uncluttered look and is actually nice to use and does very well for playback. Connecting to the Wi-Fi was pretty seamless. It's one of the easiest and seamless I have used. Since the dashcam supports both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz, I used the default 5 GHz for faster download speeds. As can be seen, downloads are quite fast. I really like the usability of this app because it just works and is a treat to use compared to others I have used. The listing of the videos has a thumbnail, video size, date, and timestamp, which are very useful. You can switch between the normal, snapshot, locked, and parking videos easily. In the recordings listing, I can easily scroll through the listing and select different videos to play. I also like that it shows the timestamp. This way, even if the thumbnail hasn't loaded yet, if you know the time of the incident, you can use the timestamp to search for a clip. The listing here also organizes the videos so that the videos from all three cameras show up next to each other so that it is very easy to switch views for the same timestamp. I did observe that for the listing, if you have a large micro SD card and lots of recordings, it can take a long time for the thumbnails to get generated. The good thing is, if you already let it load the thumbnails, then within the same session, if you leave the listing and go back to the listing, it has them cached so that it doesn't have to reload them. This is good design. What I really love about this app is the playback. Playback starts very quick and it is very easy to scrub or tap the time bar at very small intervals and it starts playing at the exact spot right away. I'm impressed. There is an option to set the playback speed, which can go as low as 1 frame per second, which can be very useful. And yes, you can even pinch zoom in and out and move the focus. Also, similar to the listing page, the footage for the three cameras show up next to each other in the listing, and you can easily select to play any video easily and quickly. What I think is missing from the app is the ability to read and display the GPS data and map. It could fit in this open space right here. In other dashcam apps, you don't always get the ability to quickly trim edit the video. This Akeeyo Dashcam app has that built in, and it's pretty easy to use. After you download the video, play it, then click edit. So now you don't have to export a large video file when you only want a portion. Note that this dashcam does have a Windows app, but I am not testing it because it looks like it is from a different manufacturer and not one created by Akeeyo or only for Akeeyo. Additionally, the app is flagged by Microsoft Defender Smart Screen as an unrecognized app with an unknown publisher. That said, I really do think that the Android app and the dashcam's UI are all you need for this dashcam. There you have it, all the features that I think are worth mentioning about the Akeeyo EYES dashcam. I can see why it is such an expensive dashcam with features like 2K resolution, AI, zoom, large display, and a Sony Starvis 2 main camera. For older vehicles without a rear view camera, this dashcam can add that capability, which is a nice touch. It's not a dashcam for everyone, but if you need these features, this dashcam could be for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more good stuff to come.